Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the real United States. And I wanted to show you a piece of specialized equipment that we are in the process of assembling so that we can shoot over the heads of people in a crowd. A typical problem that we have here in the greater Washington, D.C. area is that we might be shooting an event or a protest, a parade, whatever. It's very difficult to get the camera up in a position where you can shoot above everyone's head and show the actual action of the event. And we have a particular shoot coming up that's going to involve that. And we realize, well, it's not going to be good if we can't get above. Now, trying to hold the camera 2 foot over your head or even a foot over your head for a long period of time, very, very difficult. So what we've done is we've adapted our shoulder rig. Now, this shoulder rig, which some of you who are YouTubers may recognize, is a design from Film Riot, and I will put a link to the episode where they show their 50 caliber shoulder mount. And the part here that's in black is actually that original rig that we took from their designs, and as well as the cantilevered over the shoulder mounts. Well, we decided that we would modify it by, in between those connections, we would go ahead and we would add a frame that's 2 foot tall and is constructed in the same way. It's got a metal plate between the two parts of the frame, all made out of PVC. And you can easily identify which are parts of the original shoulder rig and which are parts of the new elevated shoulder rig. So, I'll give you a little idea of the effect of this. It's sort of like a shoulder rig jib crane. Because right now I can see in the monitor here, this is a 7-inch remote monitor. And we're getting kind of a jib crane effect on Beverly, who's filming me with this. So it's kind of a neat, as I roll up, you see, yeah, nice jib crane effect. But the nice thing about this now is when you're shooting, say, at a stage or at some other event that's happening in the distance, you can get above people's heads. And as you can see there, I'm fairly level and I'm just above Beverly's head right there, who's staying about 6 or 8 feet in front of me. It's a fairly stable rig. The whole thing weighs about 10 or 12 pounds. Got 5 pounds of counterweight on the back. And these are, this is a pool noodle, a rather heavy duty one that we cut in half and use for padding for the shoulders, because this will get kind of painful sitting on your shoulders for a long period of time. So we've got that on there for padding, and it looks like I'm getting a fairly stable shot. I don't know that I'd want to walk a great deal with it, but it certainly is okay for doing pan shots or maybe some small amount of motion. The problem, of course, being is that when you put a camera 2 feet away from your pivot point, the least little bit of motion here translates to quite a bit more motion up top. So anyway, we're hoping that in the near future, when we go to this event we have to shoot, it's coming up this Saturday, that we're going to be able to get above everybody's head and shoot with this. It's kind of a ridiculous looking thing. I'm going to go ahead and paint this black, and we'll be back, well, through the magic of video in just a moment to show you what it looks like when it's all painted up. So stick around, we'll be right back. Okay, so it's the next day. We've gone ahead, we've got it all painted up nice flat black so it all matches. It's a non-reflective color. And we've gone ahead and we've attached the HDMI cable that feeds the external monitor with a couple of zip ties to keep it nice and neat, parallel with the frame. So it's out of the way, it doesn't look bad, and it won't be banging against anything, making little clicks or anything that'll show up on the audio track. Now I've gone ahead and I've attached the sunscreen to the external monitor so that I can see the monitor clearly. It works real nice. And I think that now that it's painted and it's all the same color, it's a little less obtrusive. It's still kind of a monstrosity to carry around in a crowd, and that is what it's designed for, is to shoot above a crowd. But we'll see how it works. I think it's going to definitely give us enough elevation to get above anybody that's dancing or swinging their hands or whatever in any particular circumstance. Now, perhaps the only downside to this is the fact that I've got two 2.5 pound weights sticking out here past me, and people who get out in a crowd tend to be a little oblivious to what's going on around them, and they just kind of wander around, and they could either wander into me, or I could inadvertently swing around and clonk them on the side of the head with a 2.5 pound weight. So we're a little concerned about the logistics of that, but Beverly's going to try and watch my back while we're filming so that we don't have anybody bumping into me or me bumping into anyone. Outside of that, I think this is going to give us the shots we need for any time that we're shooting in a crowd or over a crowd, as the case may be. And it's fairly comfortable. Gives me some nice even pan shots, ability to tilt real easily, and it's not near as sensitive as I thought it was going to be. So I think it's going to work real good for shooting in and around crowds. So I hope you've enjoyed our build on the above the crowd shoulder rig. I hope you'll pick subscribe and join us, can come along for the adventure. If you've got questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below. I love hearing from everyone. I try to get back to everybody as soon as I possibly can. And as always, thank you for watching.